Hello and welcome to Is It Accessible? Today we're doing a total access chat where you have the opportunity to listen to me talk about rides and attractions while you, I assume, use the sound of my buttery voice to help you sleep. Today we're going to have a chat about the Fast and the Furious ride at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Now to be fair, I am not a follower of the Fast and Furious franchise, although I was a huge fan of The Rock in the 90s when he was wrestling, and watching Vin Diesel play D&D is one of my guilty pleasures. I was actually pretty excited to ride this as my husband has the nickname Hair Vin Diesel because of his flowing locks of spun gold. My expectations went even higher as I walked through the showroom of cars and got to watch my husband have a brief meltdown as he clutched my arm and cried, "What have they done?" over some of his favorite gutted cars. The queue line shows were great. I have honestly wandered through the queue line and then asked for the exit before the ride because these actors are either the theater majors of the future, pumping as much high-octane, over-the-top action into their lines as they could, or people that act like they've been caught in a nightmare realm between standing outside of a crowded bathroom where you need to drop the biggest load of your life and needing a coffee, and the only thing available is the cold swill that Home Depot lets you have out of pity after the contractors have had to go with it 5 hours ago. There's no in-between. And I honestly love it. So now you're pumped up. You went through the queue, the last entertainer just gave you a performance so dry that you could sand a popcorn ceiling with it, and you're about to hop aboard the party bus. One of the things I noticed while I was waiting was one glorious sign that said you could remain seated in your wheelchair while on this ride. I went through my catalog of the times that I rode this thing, and I couldn't recall ever seeing a single wheelchair accessible party bus in the disappointingly large amount of times I've been on this. Obviously, I had to ask. So I pull over one of the individuals out front, and she had that look in her eye that screams, no, please don't ask anything. I don't want a customer service today. I asked about the wheelchair accessible seats. The story is almost as disappointing as the ride itself. So what happened is that this ride actually came with a row that folds up so that the wheelchair can roll directly onto the party bus and be secured like E.T. and Men in Black, and the other super wheelchair-friendly rides. Per the usual, with these rides, it requires a team lead to get this thing set up. Now here's the part where it gets fun. The team lead gets the row unlocked and can't lift the row. Whoever designed this bad boy didn't make it with the average strength of a teenager in mind, expecting Universal to typecast a Rock or Vin Diesel-sized team lead to hoist this entire row up in the air. Now don't get me wrong, if Universal started hiring bodybuilders for this ride, I think this ride would actually have a line. The problem here is that on the average, it took approximately 4 teenagers to lift the row. This would pull a huge portion of their employees from various parts of the ride, since when I'm there's usually 2 people directing the line and 1 lone soul on the other side of the wall getting everyone unloaded. So the process to get the row set up would incapacitate the entire ride. No one would be loading, no one would be unloading, and this ride would come to a standstill until the seat was set up, and that's assuming they didn't need to call for more backup. So now you get on the ride. The ceiling lights are flashing, the bass is rattling so hard that the Coke you just drank is shaking up in your stomach and you feel like you're about to spew soda like a busted fire hydrant. Before you have the courage to stand and shimmy out of there, the ride starts. You are dead center of the ride. Your dear friend managed to get the edge. You roll up to the pre-show and you can't see anything over the heads of literally everyone else in the car. And it's only on one side, so your buddy who got the edge is just listening to the perverts on the party bus ooh and ah and whistle at the women on screen who might as well be trying to win America's Next Top Stripper. No worries, you know the drill here. Vin Diesel's gonna do something awesome and he's gonna adopt you into his family whether you like it or not. You and the 30-something other strangers riding this party bus. Vin Diesel, he's your daddy now. So the ride takes off. You from your seat in the middle have no clue what's going on. Your buddy can see the rafters of the building and the very clear edge of the screen. Suddenly the bus is on a highway and things are blowing up and the explosions are wet? What? You're being shaken up. There's a constant whooshing sound that's either coming from all the wind effects or the guy who made this ride could be desperately clinging to the side of the bus, frantically trying to make his own sound effects to make this ride sound cool. I really can't tell, and neither can you because you're in the middle of this thing, and other than some fire and the sound of wind and Vin Diesel's mumble, 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 family mumble, mumble, you have no idea what's happening. You call to your buddy hoping he or she can paint you a word picture. All you hear is, The Rock is shooting someone from a truck. Okay. He just jumped onto another car. He drove in front of the bus. I can't say anything. There's a helicopter and a missile. Alright, Vin Diesel's here. Nope. He's gone. Rocky's back on the truck. I think the video just looped. Eventually, the ride slams to a stop, and you'd like nothing more than to go outside, step into the conveniently located first aid station, and ask them if they have anything to cure the soul-sucking misery that was this ride. You might say, "It can't be that bad. On Universal's website, it has a 2.5 out of 5. And I say unto you, I have read those comments, and the majority of those 5 stars are people who are excited that it was going to open, or they wrote it in Universal Hollywood. You keep scrolling and you eventually run into the people that actually rode this and find that it didn't age well. And it opened in 2018. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our first ever Total Access chat. If you liked it, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. There's a link in the description below to the ride's info page as usual. Thanks for watching.